Hey C3 parents, welcome back. I'm your host Karine Pito. We are in our journey and on our journey on how and why and when to talk about racism. And today we're going to focus on color blindness. If it is your first time visiting us, please subscribe, hit that like button, comment down below, let me know from where you're watching, what are you doing? Have you actually started the conversation about race with your children? What challenges have you faced with this whole conversation and this whole conversation that you and I am having? Color blindness. Man, let's dive in. Why is color blindness problematic? Now in the previous videos up here, you will see that I touch here and there on the whole problematic stance of color blindness. But today I am going to spend time and dive into why color blindness is problematic when we talk about race. When we pretend that we do not see something, that we are blind for it, we don't have a vision of it, we ignore the elephant in the room. And we make it very difficult for our children to distinguish. Can I say that? Should I say that? How do I say that? How do I engage with what I see in my world, what I touch, what I feel, what I experience? But I'm not allowed to use colors. The aim to raise kids colorblind has failed society enormously. If we look at what's happening in our society, then we are acutely and painfully aware how much it has failed. Oh, there's a lot of us that wants to hold on to the vestiges of, I don't see color, I raise my children that everybody is equal. That's not how life works. That's not how society is programmed. You see, race is a societal construct, but color is a human attribute. And color represents not just someone's ethnicity, but it represents their culture, their language, their passions, their roots. If we pretend like we don't see that, then we kind of pretend that that person is insignificant. And that is not the truth. If I truly want to raise my children to see people as equal and awesome and engaging, and I want them to not discriminate against people of color, they have to be able to see color. They have to be able to celebrate those differences. And we need to stop erasing those differences in the hope that the problem will go away. History has shown us that's not the way to go about it. What does raising our kids as colorblind do to their relationships and our understanding of the world outside? One of the problematic situations with color blindness is we program our kids to become blind to the injustices, to be blind to discrimination, to be blind to inequity, to be blind to the things that is going wrong in society. Because we train them to assume that other people's life experience is the same as mine. And we cannot continue to do that. We need to tell our children that there is differences, that certain things I can do just because of the color of my skin, some people can't do. And we have to be honest and truthful about it. And it's not because it's not that they can't do it because they're inept at it. They can't do it because we live in a society that won't allow them to do it, that will be harsher on them, discriminate against them purely by the color of their skin. That there's certain stereotypes that should not even exist, but exist because of a historical and systemic racism that has been going on for years. And color blindness actually props up that systemic racism instead of breaking it down. Here's the thing. We see color. And it informs us how society works. If I don't talk to my child about the color of someone's skin and what that means, what their cultural heritage is, if I ignore all of that, I am making it far more difficult for my child and for myself to engage in this world in a healthy way. Color exists. It is there. You can't pretend that it's not there. So we need to have these conversations. So what am I supposed to do instead? Well, glad you asked. Instead, talk about it. Go do research on different cultures. Go read out about it. Have friends of color. Spend time with them, but do not expect of them to educate you on their struggles and their pain. That's not fair. But you can ask them to learn more about their culture, to learn more about their dress, to learn more about who they are as a family and who they are as a people. What is their traditional foods? What is their traditional languages? Embrace it and immerse in that. And learn the positive sides. Get to know that. Remember, ignorance and not knowing is a driver of fear and broken relationships. So find out and learn more. And teach your children these things. So invest in learning about different cultures and different ethnicities and different races. It's worth the time. It's worth the time spent. And teaching your children these things actually not just grow you as a human being, but it grows them as a human being. And secondly, what you can do is help them to celebrate and embrace cultural differences and race differences. Encourage them to have friends of color. Encourage them to spend time at the homes of their friends of color, to invite their friends of color over. Do not keep your own friendship group monotone. That's not helping anybody. And you're robbing yourself and your child of a rich life. So color blindness, in conclusion, doesn't help. It doesn't serve anybody. It doesn't help us change the world and uplift the world and be more inclusive. It actually makes us more exclusive, more fearful, more unsure, and more capable of having negative stereotypes just based on someone's skin color. That's where we're going to stop today's conversation. Have you started the conversation about race with your kids? Do you have any questions? Please let me know down below. Hit that like button, subscribe, ring that bell so you get notifications when we upload a new video. Up here you can watch the previous videos if you have not done that yet. Down here some parenting 101. I think you might enjoy that. And please join us for the next video. Have an absolutely amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.